of Mythos by the Hammer of Thor. Yeah. Welcome to Andertons TV. I am Pete.
And I'm Mick.
Mick is back!
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time and I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to pop the collar up like that because that looks not so good, is it?
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time and we had to have a little bluesy jam with some Mythos petals.
Which was very nice.
It was really good, wasn't it? I like that. I'm just going to drink some coffee out of these new cups.
Oh, look at these mugs. I wonder if these are for sale.
I wonder if these are for sale. I wonder if they're $4.99 on the Andertons website. Andertons.co.uk.
Such a coincidence if they are.
It would. And it would be really, really weird if those links would be below in the description.
I think the coffee tastes better out of them as well.
I think so.
These... advertisements are never going to affect me at all.
Exactly, and you know what?
Integrity maintained.
Absolutely, it's not like we're trying to sell stuff. And you know what makes that coffee taste even better? One of these t-shirts from Andertons that you can buy from $19.99 on the website, which does bring the links below as well. Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Anyway,
very nice. One of the things I enjoyed most about that jam was the semitone dissonance at the end.
What was that one?
Well, we were getting to the end, and as we go up to the finishing on the E, I'd maintained there on a nice E flat. While you were playing.
Well, I was gonna. Oh, was it? Oh, that's also good. It's that great cock, which we love. This one. Go zoom in on this. Get a zoom in on this.
Even better when you use the volume control.
Absolutely. He literally bends all of the chords in one sort of like this. And he uses the... So it sounds like a wah pedal. Anyway.
All power to Greg Cock.
What a player.
Right, come on.
But this is not what we're talking about. Mythos. Mythos.
Yeah, Mythos pedals. So
came here. Joey brought them basically. That was the first time I saw them.
Yeah, first time I'd seen them as well. So they're made in Nashville, Tennessee, and for anyone who doesn't know, if you've been living under a rock for your whole life as a guitar player, Nashville, Tennessee is. If you want to be a great guitar player, that's where you go.
Yeah. Or if you want to try to be.
It's the home of guitar playing.
It is. If you want to be picked down.
Yeah.
There's so many good players.
Many of the cliches about Nashville are true in terms of, you walk from bar to bar and see just astounding guitar players there, not just country guitar players, but all kinds of guitar players all the blooming time, and it is a mecca for great tone and great playing. Thus, Zach Broyles.
Mythos.
Yes, Mythos. Zach Broyles, I have to check his name, it's written on a board there, because I don't know Zach. Apologies, Zach, I don't know you. Hopefully we'll meet one day. Makes Mythos pedals.
Yep.
And we've got it wrong on that pedal show before. We said they're based on Greek mythology. It's not Greek mythology at all. Some of these are Norse.
Yes, I thought it was sort of a North thing.
And I couldn't say for sure whether they're all Norse mythology. He is, apparently.
Mjolnir is the name of Thor's hammer. I'm not sure it's spelled exactly like that, but Mjolnir is the name of his hammer.
See, Pete is a little bit Viking himself, you see.
Yeah, a little bit. But there's definitely some Norse here, but I'm not sure. I think it variates between Norway, Sweden, and the way it is. But I think it's
Scandinavia, as I refer to it.
Scandinavia, close to Holland, where they speak German.
There you go. So anyway, Mythos, something that is believed. Something that is a myth that is believed in your brain.
Yeah.
And there we are, which may say something about Mr. Broyles' motivation. Anyway, he's in Nashville. Loads of cool people use his pedals, and there are 4 of them here.
Yeah, and so we start this side.
Yeah.
So I'm plugged in. I've got the telly into the V40 Deluxe head and cab, which is beautiful. I'm plugged into these two. So I'm plugged into the Earl King or the Earl King.
You're the Scandinavian, mate.
Yes, it's something Scandinavian. And the Golden Fleece, in case you get cold out in the snowstorm of Scandinavia. So he builds his pedal on other pedals, right?
Yeah, they're all based. They're all how do we say? Inspired by classic design. So a quick run through. This is essentially Klon based. This is essentially Tube Screamer based. This, I think, it's a single knob fuzz pedal, simple design. So I'm guessing it's contrived of something like a Rangemaster or something like that.
Yeah.
ZVEX super hard on. I don't know. I don't actually know. Nels Klein plays it apparently, and this is based on one of your favourite overdrives.
Yeah, the ODR 1
Nobles.
But the Nobles has got a spectrum knob where you could sweep the frequency. It's not like bass and treble where this has got that instead.
Yeah.
That's a very used pedal in Nashville. It's one of those that most Nashville players will have on their board.
Yeah, just a really good boosty thing that's it's green, so people assume it's like a Tube Screamer.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not. Really.
It's not a Tube Screamer at all. It's more of an overdrive pedal. But let's hear what it sounds like. So put everything on 12. So you got a gain and a volume. You got a green light where you got a little lightning there, and I assume that would be because of the lightning from Thor when he rolls across the sky in his Thor's wagon. What's that called? It's got a name as well.
Thor's wagon.
Yeah.
They make those in Germany.
Was that
A Volkswagen? No.
a Volkswagen? No, he's got his two big things, the rams on the front, doesn't he?
Does he? I don't know.
So Thor is when it thunders, right? This is how I remember it.
God's sake.
when it thunders, it's Thor in his big chariot with his two big rams on the front, rolling across the sky. That's the thunder. That's where the thunder comes from.
That's
what that is.
And there's me thinking it was a preference.
And the lightning is Thor swinging his hammer, so that's when the lightning comes.
Right.
So it's Thor that's creating the lightning.
Okay.
So that's why I assume that is there. Anyway, this is the clean tone. G chord, hello. Clean tone, not so clean, just a little bit of breakup there in the beginning. Everything on 12 on the Earl King. It gets a bit spiky there. You can take the gain off. What can we do? Bass treble, put some bass on it. It's a nice tone, just nice. I prefer a lot of bass actually.
Yeah, well, obviously one criticism of Tube Screamers, a standard Tube Screamer, is that it does cut a lot of bass, which really helps you as a solo boost if you're boosting an amp that's already gained and it's got a lot of bass in it. If you just clean boost that, what can happen is the bass can get overwhelming, the amp starts distorting more than you want it to. So one trick of the Tube Screamer is it does cut quite a lot of bottom end.
Yeah.
Which works in some scenarios, but if you just plug it into a normal amp at normal volumes, it just sounds thin and...
That's why I like that you can put bass into it,
Yeah.
Because it will, you need that boost. Sorry, excuse me, it's the coffee from that
late
mug.
breakfast this morning?
From this mug here. I haven't had any breakfast yet. So it's the
nice
coffee,
mug, though.
it's the mug that's...
tastes so good.
Links below. It's a little ongoing joke anyway. So I like it when you're in a room alone. When you're playing it with yourself, you want to get that little bit more bassy, low end out of it. Because you see, if I do that, it gives that. When you're playing on your own, it gives much more tone.
Such a nice lick, that.
Twixt and licks with Pete and Mick.
You're an A there. Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah. So
Okay.
instead of when you play your. Anyway, so it's cool little lick, but you can hear I've actually put the gain up as we were going along, and it gets a little bit sort of mud honey sort of. It gets very nice and fat and juicy. I like that.
To me, it sits in a really nice place between something like a Tube Screamer and maybe a Blues Driver or something that's kind of more full frequency, standard overdrive pedal. It's got a lot of character.
A lot of character, but that's what the ODR1 has.
Yeah.
And it's very similar to that. It's got that sort of It's got that thing when you play on your own, when you need to record some guitar or something, you can always take that bottom end out. But if you're This is anyway. We're not going into all that.
No, let's not get into that. What I would say is that with what I quite often find with the ODR1 is that it usually sounds good. If you've got the amp at a reasonable level, you can dial it in. It sounds great.
Yeah.
Gives you a really good kind of solo boost and also a nice fat kind of chording rhythm sound.
Yeah.
That to me seems more useful because it's got the separate bass and
yes,
treble.
Absolutely.
So you've got much more control there over depending on what amp you're plugging into.
Absolutely, you can.
How good does that sound, by the way?
So nice, man. Also, it doesn't change the sound that really drastic level and all that stuff. Lovely. There's nothing. Anyway, that's that pedal. I
think you can. A lot of when you buy an Overdrive pedal, you either want it for it to do a very specific sound, which perhaps some of these others do more, or you want the classic kind of Moore pedal.
Just that.
And I think the classic Moore pedal that fits into that category.
Absolutely.
For me.
It's an always on pedal for me. You know what I mean? When you just have it, you find a nice tone like that.
Yeah.
Whatever, and then it's always on. You just use your volume.
Do you know if that's got a treble bleed in it?
I'm not quite sure if it got. I don't think so. I think it's just a very standard kind of thing, but it does.
Which is really cool because that retains a lot of that kind of definition and high end when you turn down the volume. Very nice.
Anyway, I'm cold. Let me put on a golden fleece. Hey. It's not overly fussy and overly sort of... That, doesn't it?
I like this. I'm going to get absolutely roasted in the comment section for not knowing what this is based on.
Well, somebody tell us because we can't know everything. You know,
it doesn't sound like a range master to me because it's not. It has more bottom end there.
Yeah.
So it's obviously just a transistor booster, and it sounds
awesome.
Really good.
I've
got the squeaky chair today. I really like that. So it works on its own.
Yeah.
And I think it's just pushing that amp into bit of amp overdrive as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yep.
Which it does really well into another pedal. That's quite cool.
We're running into that first and then into that there. So. It's great because it reacts to your. If I'm finger picking it, if I'm fingering it, if I'm picking it. I'm trying to break these strings because of these new Paragimians from Ernie Bollels.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, so
are they on
you
this
can't.
as well?
Apparently, you can't break them. No, that's just standard. Apparently, you can't break these. They're unbreakable. I gave it a go, man. I gave it a good go there, didn't I?
I think probably a qualification is required there, isn't it? They're unbreakable in any normal playing use. or in like typical playing uses?
Apparently you cannot. You get 90 days guarantees on them. If you break them, you get a new
break
string.
them at all.
Well, that's what they say. You can't. Well, nothing is unbreakable.
I don't want to break myself, so I'm not going to try.
But that, I tell you what, that was pretty intense. I gave it a good shot, and this is a thick pick I've got here. And if you're Danish, pick means something else. Anyway, Mick, your turn.
My turn.
Please.
Okay.
Have some more coffee out of this mug.
I like that. I like that a lot. I want to try that with some other rigs.
Well, we might see a video coming up soon with that. I think that's really good. I wanted to try that for a long time. Ariel said there's a really, really good pedal as well. He's got it. He uses it a lot because it's not over fussy. You know, it's not. Well,
it's not exactly complicated.
It's not complicated. It's my kind of pedal.
Yeah.
Come on. You're running into 2 amps, aren't you, today?
Yes. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Right. Herculean is based on the classic Ibanez Tube Screamer. It has a 4558D chip, I believe, which is the classic Tube Screamer IC. However, what people moan about with Tube Screamers is what Pete and I were talking about earlier with the bottom end roll off. And indeed, some people find them too compressed. So this pedal addresses both of those points with these 2 switches. So let's put the switches in the middle.
Oh, I was like, one says fat and one says clip fat. What? I just said one says fat and one says clip. What's wrong with that?
That's the sound of Pete Strat through the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe.
There it is, the nasalness of the Tube Screamer.
Yeah, although I'm pretty sure that's the wide open mode with the clipping. So it's got 3 clipping modes. In the middle is open, which presumably means no clipping. And the other 2 are an LED and a silicone diode.
Ooh,
so
silicone
diode.
What
Tube Screamer works is the IC creates all the volume, and then you use diodes to clip that signal. And in this case, you've got 2 ways of clipping and 1 way of not clipping, which sounds like this.
See.
So you'll probably recognise the classic Tube Screamer place down here on this one, which I'm guessing, although I don't know, is probably the silicon clip. So classic way to use a Tube Screamer: turn the volume up, turn the gain down.
Can I just say, just that without just that and the Fender amp, that just sounds. That's the speaker, pushing the speaker there.
Just asking a little bit too much of the speaker there.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to turn the volume down a sec and just show you the 2 clip modes, the 2. I think this is the silicon one, but I don't know.
It's doing the speaker again, isn't it? It's just get that frequency. There's one place in that speaker that just got that sort of bzzz, it can't handle it.
Exactly. So it rather depends, you know, let's say you've got a very high headroom amp such as that in the clean channel and you want it to sound a little bit more compressed. You might want to, you know, go for a harder clipping option, or at least a more compressed clipping option. And if you were running into something that is overdriving, you might decide that that's too compressy for you, so go for the more open sounding one. Anyway, nice options there. In addition to that, you've got these, you've got three different bass responses. Just going to turn it down a bit. We are asking a bit much of that speaker.
Absolutely. That sounds good.
So that's one thing you really don't get in a Tube Screamer. You don't get that extra bass. So if you went for maximum gain, highest amount of clipping and hugest amount of bass, this will sound like
big. It's the speakers. It's just going. Oh no no no!
Yeah, no,
it is
no.
pretty loud. It is pretty loud in here.
Yeah.
We are running it right on the rim, as they say. Edge.
There are 58 million Tube Screamers out there.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. I
think if you're looking for a pedal that improves that classic design, having some control over the bottom end and the compression seems to make a lot of sense to me.
For me, because I'm not really a Tube Screamer guy because it does that sort of thing, and I understand a Tube Screamer. I appreciate its purpose in music, but this is much more for me. So I've got the options to do it, and I think that's absolutely brilliant to have a hot-rodded Tube Screamer like this, and it sounds good.
Soon as I've got it set up there, let's So that's what it sounds like into the. Let's go for the LED. I'm pretty sure that's the LED mode, but I don't know.
Yep.
Let's see what it sounds like into the Hot Rod Deluxe compared to the Victory Sheriff 44. I'll go with a little bit more bass.
Yeah.
And I think that's the LED.
Okay.
But I don't know. Exactly as I expected. I think without a pedal on, these amps aren't a tremendously different volume.
Fender? Maybe Fender's a little bit louder, but
Fender's
not very much.
a little bit louder, but not much. But because the Sheriff 44 has a lower headroom front end, i.e. it overdrives more, when you hit this in the non-clipped mode, it really, really pushes the volume mega high in the Fender because it has a high headroom preamp. Unlike the Victory, which it just smashes into submission a little bit more.
Nice, man.
And that's not a good or a bad thing. That's just a stylistic choice depending on how you like your amps to react.
Beautiful.
That's very good.
I'll just say, this is the first time I've ever plugged into any of these pedals.
Yeah, me too.
And not even before we started this video, we haven't even played them. We literally just go, what are they? Okay, and then let's see what happens.
And they're supposed to clean up pretty well off the volume pot as well. Let's just do that before we move on. Make it. Yeah, not bad. Kind of what I would expect out of a...
without the treble bleeding that guitar, that's completely standard.
Yeah, and bear in mind that was the hardest clip mode as well.
Okay. Hey, John Mayer, John Mayer.
So if we were daring to talk about John Mayer for a second, he's probably more interested in this. Although he's got
like a TS10, doesn't he? Yeah. He's a TS10 man. Which I had one, and I sold it, and that was really silly of me.
The ones that got away. How do you say this? Mjolnir?
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir. But this, you wouldn't necessarily have Mjolnir.
Like a cow.
Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily have the I in there in Danish, and I think that's an O. We'll have an U instead, so we'll have the O with this line through it. Mjolnir.
Okay.
Mjolnir.
Or
the hammer of Thor.
Mjolnir, as I would say.
Mjolnir. That's almost like John Mayer. John Mayer.
Yeah,
Mr. John Mayer.
Mr. John Mayer. Mjolnir. Okay.
Some people might pronounce Mr. John Mayer like that.
So this is based on the classic Clon Centaur circuit, as far as I'm aware. So what do you get with that? You get this. Huge headroom, because hopefully it's got a voltage pump in there which takes creates loads more headroom inside the pedal and requires a bit more power as a result. But what you get is a ton of headroom.
That's how to sound like John Mayer with the Strat.
He's always
putting
his thumb over the top.
And the hello. He's got some massive.
Okay,
well, that sound is that, isn't it? That's that sound. Absolutely. Right.
I'm going to make all sorts of excuses. This is a beautiful guitar, but I cannot play maple necks, maple fretboards.
What's the why
it's
not?
It's so weird. I think it's a mental thing.
That must be a mental thing.
Yeah, because there's no finish on it. So
there's no, and it's all it's not like you are touching the frets, but it slides more on this than a maple.
I think it's purely.
I saw some on
psychobolical.
What?
Psychobolical. So
oh, look at this mug.
Lots of people like their clonny type circuits in this sort of scenario where you've got no gain on it at all. In fact, Finnegan was actually talking about doing one without the gain control, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know what happened there, but. See, you can get that from this a little bit. If you back up the gain.
But there's always something about the increased headroom in this that
doesn't.
John Mayer claiming all the ad revenue on this video.
But that sounds absolutely fantastic.
That is what these pedals do for me. Now, if we go to the other option, the end of that. Turn the gain up, turn the volume down. This is as much gain as you'll get out of this.
Woo! Again,
it's absolutely... People often draw comparisons between clones and tube screamers. They say, oh, it's just a tube screamer. It's not just a tube screamer. However, that does sound like a tube screamer that's been to the gym, done 58 litres of that muscle milk or whatever it's called.
That just sits in your stomach apparently. Your stomach acids go like...
that stuff.
And the willy goes... like that. Or the sack goes...
A tube screamer on steroids, and it does sound like that. So that's what that sounds like into the Fender, and then I'll just switch over to the Victory, which it will push a bit harder.
That's my new catchphrase. Woohoo! That's so good. Yeah, these are some good pedals, man. Well done, Zach. That is great.
Yes, very nice.
Very, very nice. If you want to donate a set of these to the video room, Zach, we would love you for it, because we could use them all the time.
I like this.
That's good, isn't it?
Because I like clonny things.
Yeah, you do like clonny things.
Yeah, it just works.
It just does work.
And I hope it proves the point that they're not like tube screamers much.
Not at all. Well, that's not like a tube screamer, but anyway. That's more like a tube.
Yeah,
anyway,
I think today I'd be taking these. I'd be taking this one and this one. I think that would be a nice combination. Yes. In fact, Peter, I would like to hear that before we finish.
Would you like to plug that into you?
I don't mind.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, fast forward this. Anyway, Guitar Paradiso, Mythos pedals, and thank you for coming back, Mick.
It's nice to be here again.
Missed you.
No reason, just things happen.
Just come and hang out more, man. You know, we need you to come and hang out more with us. We're not far away. I'm Pete. I'm Pete.
I'm Mick.
Yeah, and
actually, what would your Norse mythology name be?
Oh my God. I would like to be called Thor. I went to school with a guy called Thor. No, it has to be
Pete something.
Oh, okay.
It has to be Pete or Pete or
Pjotnir.
Yeah.
Pjotnir.
I'm obviously
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir. Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
The legend of Mjolnir.
I'm Golden Pete. Fleece. Gorgeous chuck. Gorgeous chuck.